name is Ngozi Eboh, world's best public speaking coach, as well as the executive director of Global Initiative for Development, Care of Women and Youth, GIDCOE. It's a not-for-profit organization that caters to the needs of women, especially when it comes to issues around gender-based violence. I'm also the convener of the SheCode Billionaires Network. I'm so glad to be here. Okay, having worked with women within the not-for-profit space, I came to the realization that what would actually solve 80% of what a woman's problem could be is empowering her in terms of her economic power, making sure that she's able to earn her own money, making sure that she's stable in terms of her earning ability. Okay, if she is in business, ensuring that the business thrives, and that once that happens, almost 80 to 90% of what makes for gender-based violence would just disappear. It wouldn't be an issue for a woman. Okay, of course I know that there are psychological issues, but women face more of troubles because let's say if it's a marriage and it's over, how does she feed herself? And so I was looking at something that could bridge that gap, and that's how we came about the SheCode Billionaires Network. We thought to bring women together to ensure that we have support of other women who may be bigger in terms of businesses, supporting other women, holding their hands and helping them to thrive as long as business is concerned, teaching them the ropes, mentoring them, helping them to understand what it takes to build a lasting empire. And that's just the story of the SheCode Billionaires Network. We actually set off first with a conference, SheCode for Money Matters conference. The network was born after the conference, and it's just been amazing what has happened in a space of the conference happened in March, and this is October. In a space of how many months? A whole lot has happened. The earning power of many women have been improved upon to a large extent. A whole lot can happen when women submit to other women in terms of mentorship. And, trial and error happens when you don't have someone who has walked the ropes, who can tell you, don't do this. I did this in the past and it didn't work out for me. So we created that community where we have, maybe you call them elder sisters or senior sisters, okay? Women who are ahead of us in terms of business. What do they do for us? They support us in terms of mentorship. Some of them own banks. Some of them give us loans, give the women loans for their businesses. Some people also are into real estate. They make it possible for women to be able to buy land, giving them a staggered way of payment. The idea at the end of the day is one woman empowering 10 women, 15 women, 20 women. Some of them just come into the community and teach us how to keep our records, how to do our business, how to ensure that you actually thrive and you're able to actually build an empire, not just doing business and barely surviving by the day. So that's more like what we have been able to do. Okay, one of our major strengths, if you've listened to me, you notice I keep saying mentorship, support, mentorship. We have this system whereby we meet one big entrepreneur that is female once a month. We sit with them, in terms of mentorship. We ask questions. How were you able to build your brand? And we expect that the person should be able to tell us all, it took her to be able to build that brand. We also have the business mentorship series. For this series, people within the community who are interested have to subscribe, and we access, as I speak, we are accessing 5 mentors. We're having physical sessions with them. And at the end of the day, it's all about, this is what I'm doing. I'm not getting the result. How can you help me? So it's, if you like, call it peer-to-peer learning. If you like, call it mentorship, we're heavy on it. Because if I know what helped you to build your empire, all I need to do is to submit, do what you're asking me to do. In a matter of months or years, as it were, I should be able to rise. So that is one key thing that we do within the house. We also have our own peer-to-peer learning within our platform, where we gather and amongst ourselves we discuss our challenges. What challenges have you faced doing business? How were you able to deal with those challenges? It's also another aspect of what we do, a whole lot. Then we have our inspirational day. Every Saturday morning we inspire ourselves, because we recognize that if you don't do that, a woman can get to a point where she's so saddled with a whole lot, and you don't even know when someone is contemplating maybe committing suicide, because she feels that there's no one that really feels her emotionally. So every Saturday morning we gather as a community. Someone shares inspirational words, encouraging words, motivating words, so that we are able to go through the entire week strong and healthy. Then we also do vendor spotlight. For the women, for their businesses, we take turns to highlight their businesses using our social media handles, so that people get to patronize what they do. It's a journey for us, and the journey is headed, our destination will be when each woman is so empowered that she's able to build her own empire. Her empire in terms of leadership skills, her empire in terms of being able to run multiple streams of businesses, and being able to do very well around those businesses. That's looks more like our destination. The idea of the fair actually came because we were like, okay, how do we increase the visibility of women who are in SheCode Billionaires Network? Their businesses need to be out there for people to see, and that's how we came to the idea of hosting a women's business fair. Now, it's a women's business fair because 90% of the vendors are women. Of course, we open the doors also to women who are not even part of the network. The idea is to bring investors. As I speak with you, we have collaborations with call them high net worth individuals concerning the fair. Okay. We have a sound collaboration with the FIT group. The FIT group, one of their businesses is the Heliu Residences, a whole lot that they do. For the billboard that we have, the FIT group put it up for us. We have powerful collaborations with especially women-owned businesses when it comes to the fair, and that's not all. Then we have with the Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. They are the ones offering us the venue, the ground where we are having this fair. Then the Enugu SME, we've also had some talks with them. What do we want? Can you please take these women and add to your database, so that when there are opportunities for trainings, for fundings, for granting, whatever it is, please let it be that the women of SheCode are part of it. And let it be that every vendor who comes in to be part of the SheCode Business Fair can also access whatever is happening within the Enugu SME Center. Then we have a whole lot of, like I said, mentors who also are supporting the fair. The likes of Kitchen Pastries, Mrs. Ifoma Ezechukwu, the likes of Mrs. Obi Okeke, the CEO, Otto Ease. These are women who are pulling their weight behind what we are doing. Okay, we also have Tony Mass Oil, also helping, to see that the fair comes to be. Because the idea of the fair is to bring in women who ordinarily would not be able to afford the normal cost of a fair. And so we thought to ourselves, okay, if we can't afford it, how do we now get other women, to make sure that it could be affordable? And that's where all these supporters and partners have come into play a beautiful role. We have 7 Up bottling company giving us their products for the opening ceremony, branding our vendors banner. A whole lot is actually going on, and we're like, if these women are exposed to all of these, then it becomes easier for a woman to thrive in business because she has the support that she needs. The fair is one way. And that's why I took time to talk about, uh, you could call it the sustainability plan after the fair. We're not just looking at just having the fair for 3 days and everyone goes. No, when they are keyed into the database of Enugu SME, that's a sustainability plan. That's a way to ensure that, by and large, for all the activities that go on with the Enugu SME, they are part of it. We have also queued in, of course, with the Enugu Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mines and Agriculture. So that's a way of ensuring, that's the body where all business owners within Enugu are part of. So we are intentionally plugging ourselves into terrains where there is a whole lot of support, where there is a whole lot of visibility for businesses that people own, so that even after the fair, a woman would sit and, look at the gains that have come as a result of being part of the fair. We don't just want to end at just having a fair. We are intentional, towards plugging them into opportunities that will keep enhancing their businesses 10 years after a particular fair is over. Okay. Issues that women face in accessing capital, of course, is collateral. That's why we're grateful to FIT Microfinance Bank. They are solidly behind us in terms of helping the women to access loans. But generally, of course, a woman can't just walk into a bank, especially a woman whose business is not yet so established. No bank would even answer you. What collateral do you have? How much do you have in your account? Okay. So for all of these, women ordinarily believe that accessing capital from banks isn't a thing for them. But through the support we have, women of SheCode can walk into the FIT Microfinance Bank and ask for loan, as long as they meet up to just few criteria to enable the bank keep their own side of due diligence. So this has really, encouraged women to be a whole lot better, enhancing their businesses and giving them the access that they need to be able to thrive. Now, the truth of the matter is that if you see a woman who is thriving and doing so well, yeah, you don't need to ask questions. Just check whoever, there is a man beside her or before her, whichever one that works for anyone. There is a man that gives her all the support. Personally, half of the things that I do wouldn't have been possible if I for me, that's the biggest blessing I have, being married to someone who supports your dream and who supports your vision. So we have men in our hearts, and as we go on, there are plans that we have for our men. Okay, there are big plans, because no woman can actually thrive in the African setting if the man around her is not supportive. So we have our men to thank for not looking at us as people who are in competition with no, for some people they just believe that if a woman is trying to rise, oh, she doesn't want to obey me anymore, she doesn't want to prepare my meals, a man could just feel threatened. But for these men who have stood with us, we value them, we love them, and they are the wings beneath our wing that keep giving us all the energy that we need to fly. So they play a key role in our lives, and we're not pushing them aside, but just that the way our society is structured, the woman is ordinarily seen as a second-class citizen who shouldn't even attain some, who shouldn't even dream big. Just take care of your children and cook the food, prepare the meals in the house, and that's it. And that's what we are saying no to. A woman can also build an empire and still be obedient and still be humble, okay, and still do all that she needs to do in terms of her domestic chores. It's not a competition at all. So we celebrate all men and we believe in them a great deal. I must be honest with you. These are issues that are very dicey, and they really don't have a straightforward answer, because when it comes to relationships, no one cap size fits all. You need to look at the dynamics of the relationship and be able to fashion out what works. But having said that, if you are in a relationship and you notice that maybe whatever dreams that you have that are genuine, the other person doesn't share in your dreams, or the other person just works against you, then it's time you take a second look, at that relationship. Okay, if I needed, of course, there's no way. The truth of the matter again is that at times it's difficult to find balance, especially when someone is after a project. I remember when we had the SheCode for Money Matters conference, Enugu is a city where you're usually told that no woman would pay to sit down to be trained by others. But, with the help and support we got, we were able to, scatter all of that. Women sat down in a room and they were taught from morning till evening. It took a whole lot from me. There were meals I couldn't cook at that time. But I have a supportive family that understands that, okay, let's just allow mommy, for a few days to be able to put this together. When she's done, she still reverts back to all that we want her to do. So if you do not have such a partner, you need to really sit and have some discussions with whoever the partner is. Please, this is what I want to go into. How do we find a way around it? But when it becomes a case where someone has to hit you, that's the one I would outrightly ask you to seek for help, because you need to stay alive to have a partner. If you're dead, I can assure you, in our world today, I don't think they would even mourn you for up to 6 months, and you're happily replaced. So if it is life-threatening for you, sit and discuss it. Okay, and if it gets to a point where you have involved those who matter as far as that relationship is concerned, and you see it is not working out, there is nothing, you are not stigmatized. No one will stigmatize you if you need to step out of that relationship, at least for a while, to be able to get your senses working well and to analyze whether this is helping at all. Because I see we live in a society where no woman wants to say, oh, my marriage is not working. We all want to say it's working, we are amazing and all. But let's just come off it. If you have done your best, those who are in marriage, I keep saying it, they are not in those marriages because they are so wonderful. Maybe they have partners who cushion their inadequacies. So you are not a second-class citizen because you tried marriage as a woman and it didn't work for you. or maybe you don't have a child, or maybe you are not even married, and everyone is like, what's going on, when will you get married, all those kind of questions. No, 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 you are far, far, far bigger than all those questions that people ask. You are bigger. And if you can harness what is within you, whatever you need will naturally gravitate towards you. But know when you're seeing the red flags, and know what to do when the red flags come. You need to maybe step aside and have a discussion with whoever it is, so that at the end of the day, you are happy. You are not trading your joy because you want to keep the marriage. Ooh, this is the maiden edition, but we are coming in big. We have over 40 vendors, so expect fun. Expect prices are so discounted. We've spoken to all the vendors. Of course, when you have 95% of vendors being female, so there's that connection. It's we've spoken to ourselves. So you're just gonna get promo prices. You're going to get discounts like any other thing, and for whatever thing you need for Christmas, please come in to the SheCode Business Fair, and you will have it at a more than affordable price. The SheCode Business Fair would hold at the Esima ground. Esima ground is Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, opposite All Saints Anglican Church, just beside Celebrities Fast Food, near ShopRite. I had to use all of this so you know. So you don't pay a dime. Gate fee is free. You come in as much as you want, okay? We want to see you every day, so you're not paying a dime for coming in. And a whole lot of persons will be there at the opening ceremony. We are strategic about the opening ceremony. We are bringing in government officials. We are bringing in, of course, the Honorable Commissioner for Children, Gender Affairs and Social Development will be there. We're bringing in the chairman, FIT Group, High Chief Loretta Aniagolu, who has supported us in amazing ways. We're bringing in the Southeast Regional Coordinator of the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office of the UK, that is right here in Enugu. There a whole lot of people you're going to see on that day, and the idea is come and interface with these people within our Enugu city. Of course, the Enugu SME have told us that they would also be there. Okay, 7up representatives will be there. A whole lot. I can't even go over all of them. We're expecting the Senior Special Assistant to Enugu State Governor on Revenue, Madam Adenike Okebu. She will also be there. And then we're also going to have some women leading not-for-profit organizations, Barrister Nena Nozie, Mrs. Ambassador Onyi Mama, all of them will be there. And the clergy, of course, will be there. The First Lady of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria will also be there. We are also talking to ensure that we are able to get the wife of the Enugu North local government area, since the fair is happening within Enugu North. So these are personalities we are bringing in. One, for the vendors we are bringing, we want to give them maximum value over value. And we know that if we can bring in all these people into that fair, it will definitely impact on the vendors and on their products and services. Now, all manner of food. Let me tell you one thing we've done. Some people, we have a coordinator of the fair who has actually been in fairs around the city. So she was able to look at the challenges of fairs in the city, and we are working to ensure that we bridge the gap. And what is that gap? You come into a fair and you have 10 persons maybe preparing abacha. At the end of the day, the vendors go home grumbling. Okay, so we actually went to the market to get the best for you. So you will find like 2 persons having the abacha stand, correct abacha, like you've never tasted this before. We'll have local food, correct one, like you've never tasted before. We'll also have continental dishes like you've never had before. We will also have your favorite kind of clothing. For women, just look at yourself and everything that you wear, from your hair to your makeup to your facials, your clothings. We have vendors who are ready to just come in and just ask them to dress you up, and you will be amazed at how you would be by the time you're leaving. Enough food is there, enough entertainment. We're going to have a DJ that will be there all through. Music will be on, and it's more like for us. It's not just business. It's also fun and entertainment. We want to be able to unwind with you, sit with you, dance with you, and be able to have a raffle draw. We also want to do that so that you could just come in and you buy something, and you just may not know that you could just be the lucky winner who gets to win amazing and fun, fabulous prizes as a result of that raffle draw that will be happening. So we need you to come. We need you to come. We just can't wait to receive you. So find your way to the fair. It begins on Friday, 31st of October to 2nd of November. We need you every day. Come in and have fun, enjoy, and be happy and be merry. Shop for Christmas at the lowest prices that you can find anywhere. This is our assurance to you, and you will be glad that you did. Of course, our cameras will be there to capture your feelings, because we really would want you to voice out how you feel when you come in. That would also encourage us in what we do. So we look forward to having an amazing 3 days of super enjoyment. Yeah, super enjoyment with you. Come in and you'll be glad you did.